Imagine standing on the edge of a night so cold, -84 degrees, that the air feels like it's forged from shards of glass, each breath a brittle, rasping battle against a freeze that seeps into your bones like a living thing. It's not just a chill, it's an assault, a relentless siege where the wind howls with a voice that could shatter stone, and the dark stretches so vast it swallows hope whole. For most of us, the idea of sleep in this icy abyss would be laughable, a cruel mirage drowned in shivers and dread. But for the Inuit, the Arctic's native architects of endurance, this isn't a nightmare to flee. It's their daily rhythm, a canvas where they've painted survival with strokes of ingenuity and grace. How do they not just endure, but close their eyes and drift into dreams when the world outside is a frozen wasteland? Their sleep strategies aren't some cryptic lore carved into ice or a gift from the spirits. They're a symphony of practical brilliance, a dance of body, mind, and environment that turns the impossible into the ordinary. Let's peel back this tapestry, thread by thread, and explore how the Inuit transform a night that could kill into a cradle of rest, a testament to human resilience in a land that forgives nothing. It begins with what they wear, clothing that's less a wardrobe, choice and more a marvel of survival sculpted from the wild. Forget the thin cotton pajamas you'd toss aside or that overpriced fleece you'd shed before slipping under a duvet. Inuit gear, like the iconic Amauti parka, is a fortress of warmth, a masterpiece stitched with purpose and history. Picture a cascade of caribou fur, layer upon layer, each hide bristling with over 700,000 hollow hairs per square inch. That's not just a coat, it's a living shield. A plush sanctuary so potent it'd make a luxury outfitter's jaw drop. Those hairs, delicate air-filled tubes, act like nature's thermos bottles, trapping warmth in a lattice so tight the Arctic's greedy fingers can't pry it loose. The system's elegance lies in its simplicity, an inner layer, often caribou, skin with fur turned inward. Drink sweat off your body like a sponge woven by the tundra itself. A middle layer swells with insulation, a soft barricade against the cold's advance, and an outer shell stands as a sentinel, fending off wind and snow with the stubbornness of a winter-hardened beast. You'd empty your savings for this triple threat, design at some glossy outdoor emporium, think down payment on a house cash, but for the Inuit it's just another day. Where we'd strip down to feel the comfort of our beds, they don't dare peel back a single layer. At temperatures where bare skin turns to ice in under a minute, shedding this armor isn't about cozying up. It's a reckless gamble with frostbite and worse. They sleep in it, this second skin that's as much a lifeline as a blanket, a cocoon spun from necessity against a night that bites without mercy. Their bodies aren't just frames to wrap, they're furnaces and fats, the quiet fuel that keeps the flames alive. The Inuit diet isn't for the timid or the kale crusaders. It's a fat-soaked powerhouse drawing strength and warmth from the sea's deep gifts. Think seal, whale, walrus. Meals where up to 75% of the calories come from fat, not as the indulgence, but as cold, hard survival logic. This isn't about taste or tradition alone. It's mathematics in a land where every degree counts. Fat burns slow and steady, a natural insulation stitched into their very being. In the Arctic, where the wind can strip heat faster than a thief, in the night a little extra padding isn't a flaw to curse, it's a blessing, a living quilt that hums through the dark, softening the cold's relentless edge. It's Mother Nature handing them a tool and saying, use this, a silent partner that glows beneath the skin, a buffer against a freeze that knows no pity. Fire's a fickle ally here. An open blaze in an igloo's snug confines is a greedy guest gulping oxygen and weeping moisture that freezes into trouble, a damp shroud that could turn a shelter into a tomb. So the Inuit turn to the kulik, a crescent of soapstone cradling seal or whale oil, a subtle genius born of necessity. It's not a roaring campfire, but a steady whisper, light to pierce the endless night, heat to nudge the chill aside. All, without choking the air or drowning the space in wet. Body heat's the real hero, though. Picture a family of 4, pressed close in a well-crafted igloo, their shared warmth weaving a bubble that lifts the inside temp by 40 degrees Celsius above the howling void outside. At 84 degrees, that's a climb to 44 degrees Celsius, still a brutal slap, but a world, apart from lethal. It's a human-powered heater grid fueled by closeness, no cords or switches to fuss over, just the quiet magic of togetherness in a land that demands it. Sleep doesn't come with a casual tumble into furs. It's a ritual, a slow build that starts hours before the eyes close. A big, fat-heavy meal is the cornerstone, not just to sate hunger, but to kindle an inner blaze. Digestion's a patient, fire, churning out heat as it breaks down the bounty. Imagine raw fish or meat, sliced so thin it's almost translucent, frozen solid and thawing on your tongue like a primal delicacy. Your mom might have warned against late-night bites, but in the Arctic, that snack could be the line between dawn and darkness. Clothes join the prep dance, tomorrow's gear tucked between your body and sleeping furs, soaking up warmth for the morning's bite. Nothing sours a day like pulling on a parka so cold it could crack like porcelain, a jolt that'd wake you faster than a polar bear's growl. These aren't mere habits. They're the scaffolding of life, the bones that hold you up when the cold wants to pull you down. Warmth's only half the battle. Your mind's got to step into the ring too. At 84 degrees, your head can turn traitor, spinning a whirlwind of panic. When you need stillness, we'd lose our cool if the thermostat dipped below 70 degrees. Multiply that dread 100-fold, and you're staring down an Arctic night. The instinct? Heart racing like a drum, breath short and sharp, muscles seizing up. A fight-or-flight riot where your brain's screaming, "We're goners," while flapping its phantom arms in a frenzy. That chaos betrays you, though. Blood flees your hands and feet. Heat spills out with every ragged puff. The Inuits sidestep that snare. Through centuries of icebound days, they've forged mental tools to tame the storm. Breathing's the opening move. Slow, deep pulls, not the panicked gasps that bleed warmth dry. Studies peg this trick dropping your heart rate by 20 beats a minute under pressure, banking heat for the long, dark stretch. Try it at home, and when your roommate quirks a brow at your zen-like exhales, just grin and say, "It's an Arctic survival hack, straight from the masters." Focus follows. A quiet power honed by hunters and travelers who train their thoughts to steer heat where it's needed. Hands, chest, feet, like stoking a fire in their bones. Brain scans back it up. This kind, a focus can boost blood flow 15% to a spot. A mental knob no gadget can twist. They don't wrestle the cold either. They lean into it, a shift born of years in the frost. It's not pain anymore, just a feeling, a reframing that dodges the stress that turns chill into torment. Research shows seasoned Inuit shiver less than newbies at the same temp, saving energy for rest instead of burning it in trembles. They summon warmth too, memories of summer hunts, the quillick's soft flicker dancing in their minds, easing into the calm that sleep craves. Over time, their brains rewire. Cold-hardened nerves don't clamp blood vessels as tight, keeping fingers and toes from turning to ice. Your first night might leave you with popsicle digits, but a decade in, they're just cool twigs, a badge of adaptation. Sleep itself bends, quicker plunges into deep rest, sharper brainwaves than warm-world dreamers, tuned for recovery in a relentless freeze. Elders even claim a sixth sense, knowing when cold's a killer versus a bearable nip, a gut whisper no tech can match, a compass forged in the marrow of experience. The igloo's no afterthought, it's a triumph, a shelter so clever it's practically alive. Not some crude ice heap, but a dome of genius sculpted from the tundra's own skin. Snow seems a lousy pick, frozen water, right? But fresh drifts are 95% air, a fluffy trap that snares heat and shrugs off gales. A tight igloo can climb 40 degrees above the outside scream, no flame needed. The dome's a masterstroke, less surface for cold to claw, more room to breathe, air flowing smooth. Warmth rises, cold sinks, no drafts to spoil the peace. The entrance? A tunnel dipping low, a cold air moat that bars the freeze like a silent gatekeeper. Inside, the sleeping platform perches high. Warm air climbs, so it's 20 degrees or cozier up there, sometimes tiered like a cozy loft. Your heat kisses, the walls melting a thin sheen that refreezes into an icy seal, locking warmth in and toughening the shell over time. Snow's porous enough for CO2 to slip out, oxygen to creep in, no high-tech vents, just a natural ballet of balance. The platform's no stark slab. Caribou skins go fur down for air pockets, then fur up for softness, a plush nest atop the ice. 4 sleepers can nudge it to 25 degrees, a balmy haven when 84-degree fees the baseline. Kuliks glow with seal oil light. Adding a heat bump, their sloped design feeding moss wicks with steady grace. Arctic tech that outshines LEDs and smart grids, no batteries or Wi-Fi required. Size varies, 10 feet high, 12 feet wide for a family, 100 square feet of heat-trapping coziness. Ceremonial domes stretch 20 feet for 20 souls. Emergency huts rise in an hour for a lone survivor. It's not just shelter, it's a lifeline. A bubble of defiance against a night that wants to claim you. No igloo? The tundra's open jaws at 84 degrees demand quick wits. Hunters trailing game, travelers snagged by storms, or camp shifters dig snow caves. 30 minutes into a wind-packed drift, lee side of a hill's gold, yields a tunnel down, platform up, roof vent punched, and a nook 50 degrees warmer than the blast. Outside. It's a frigid hideout. Arctic foxes your only neighbors, stingy with the snacks. No drift? Stack snow into a half-moon windbreak, 25-degree less wind chill, a still air nest for your heat's frail halo. Curl tight, dodge bare ice, caribou hide down, woven grass mat, furs up, since frozen ground drinks heat like a leech on a binge. Breathe into your ruff, that fur collar framing your face, to shield tender skin from frostbite's snap. Hands, nestle under armpits, feet tuck in. Back to back with a pal doubles the burn. Rock crannies or a light snow dusting, never heavy, can lift your bubble 15 degrees. A fleeting cocoon in the wild. Sleep's not a solid stretch. It's Arctic naps. 90 minutes down, then motion to rekindle. A rhythm to keep the cold from sinking its teeth too deep. Caribou hides shine here. 350,000 hollow hairs per square inch. A million air traps that hold a 60-degree gap between you and the freeze. Nature's memory foam that doesn't sag. Snow itself whispers clues. Powder's weak for walls but plush. For packing. Wind-packed builds strong caves but skimps on warmth. The Inuit read dozens of snow tongues, each a verse in their survival song. Food's the final chord, not just fuel, but a furnace in your gut. We'd skip late eats for a trim waist. At 84 fardigram, that's a fatal misstep. Fat reigns supreme. 75% of calories from seals and whales, 9 per gram to proteins 4. A slow ember through the dark. Muktuk, whale skin and blubber, drops. 500 calories in 4 ounces, a lifeline that smolders all night. Mom's no snacks rule? Here, it's a blizzard without a parka, a rookie move no one survives. Digestion's your heater. Fat's thermogenesis spikes metabolism 30%. A warm hum for hours. A glow that fights the freeze from within. Raw meat, frozen and thawed in your belly, pulls energy, repaying in heat like a loan with interest. Akutak, fat. Berries, sometimes snow, isn't a treat. It's survival, not a rush, but a steady burn to keep your blood from icing. Protein hits early, fat lingers, weaving overlapping heat waves like a maestro's score. Broths balance water without midnight dashes. Bathroom breaks at 60 degrees are a peril no one craves, a trek that'd test even the bravest bladder. Eat 2 hours before, and digestion's your internal hot pack. Time to cradle you as you settle in. Seal blubber, rich with omega-3s, boosts circulation to fingertips, a 400-calorie shield in 2 ounces that wards off frostbite's creep. It's not just eating, it's stoking a fire that lasts till dawn. This isn't magic. It's mastery. Clothes as bastions, fat as coal, shelters as art, minds as anchors, food as flame. The Inuit spun it over millennia, a system so seamless it makes 84 a footnote, not a fate. Next time your room's a tad nippy, think of them. Your diet might slim you down, but theirs kept them breathing.